Welcome to this explainer. Okay, we're kicking things off today with a genuinely jarring biological fact about one of the world's most expensive luxury items. If you've ever worn a high-end perfume or a really rich, sophisticated cologne, you might actually owe that captivating scent to something you would probably run away from out in the wild. Today, we're going to explore the fascinating, contradictory, and ultimately deeply profound story of the musk deer. Now, this isn't just an explainer about biology or perfumery, though it definitely starts there. It's really a story about the scent of illusion. And honestly, it holds a mirror right up to our modern lives. Section 1. The Paradox of Musk. From biology to luxury. Let's dive right into this. So to really grasp the philosophical parable we're unpacking today, we kind of need to ground ourselves in the raw biological reality of what musk actually is. I mean, it's natural, it's incredibly rare, and it's quite literally one of the most expensive fragrances anywhere in the world. But the place it comes from, yeah, it's going to surprise you. It's traditionally extracted from the anal gland of the adult male musk deer. Seriously. These amazing animals live way up in the high-altitude forested and alpine scrub habitats of southern Asia, mostly around the Himalayas. So wrap your head around that. This highly coveted, heavenly scent basically originates from the hindquarters of a mountain deer. Now, you have to appreciate the pure irony of high-end perfumery here. Get this, in its raw, highly concentrated form, natural musk actually smells, well, exactly like feces. It's genuinely repulsive. But when it's diluted, when perfumers treat it and use it as a base note, it completely transforms. It becomes this heavenly fragrance we all recognize. And here is the real kicker for perfume makers. Its ingredients evaporate incredibly slowly. That means the scent lingers for a really, really long time, making it literally the ultimate base note. You've definitely heard the word musk thrown around in commercials for fancy colognes, right? Well, this bizarre biological alchemy is exactly where it all starts. Section 2. The Deer's Frantic Search. A Tragic Quest. All right, so we get how powerful this scent is. Now, let's pivot away from the biology of luxury perfumes and get into a famous, incredibly tense story from ancient philosophical texts called the Upanishads. It's an allegory all about the deer's relationship with its very own scent. Like we just talked about, the adult male musk deer has this special fragrance sitting right there in its gland. Naturally, the deer starts to smell this heavenly aroma wafting through the crisp mountain air. But here is the massive, fundamental dilemma. The deer has absolutely no idea where the smell is coming from. It smells something breathtaking, something totally captivating, but it doesn't realize the origin point is its own body. So finding the source of this fragrance becomes the deer's absolute main goal in life. It sparks this all-consuming, obsessive quest. And you can just feel the escalating, frantic energy here. The deer starts systematically hunting for the source. Step 1, it tears through the bushes. Nothing. Step 2, it scours the trees. The scent is definitely there, but the source isn't. Step 3, it searches deep inside the caves. Still nothing. By step 4, this poor deer is literally bounding from hill to hill across the Himalayas. I mean, imagine the rising frustration. The scent is everywhere, it's intoxicating, it's ever-present, and yet it is nowhere to be found in the physical landscape. The deer is just running itself completely ragged. If we trace the timeline of this obsession, on day 1, the deer is just captivated by the mysterious scent. But by week 1, that curiosity has warped into a totally frantic search through all those bushes, trees, and caves. The physical and mental exhaustion is really compounding now. And that brings us to the final hour. The deer, completely driven mad by frustration, runs right to the very edge of a sheer mountain cliff. It pauses, it looks down into the deep valley below. And in its totally exhausted, desperate mind, it becomes absolutely convinced that the source of this magnificent fragrance just has to be down there. So, it jumps, it leaps right off the cliff, down into the valley, and it dies. That's it. The story ends right there for the deer. It's a brutal, truly tragic resolution. The deer sacrifices its life for a pursuit that was literally doomed from the very first second, because tragically it died never having figured out the truth, that the source of the exquisite fragrance it was so desperately hunting was inside itself the entire time. Which brings us to Section 3, the human mirror, decoding the allegory. And this brilliantly illustrates why this ancient story from the Upanishads has survived for millennia. Because you see, this isn't an explainer about wildlife biology. It's a mirror. When we decode this allegory, an uncomfortable truth starts to emerge. The musk deer's frantic, fatal journey? It's actually a perfect representation of our own lives. Think about this quote: "We are looking for happiness outside like musk deer, but it is inside us." That right there is the crux of this entire explainer. It completely encapsulates the grand tragedy of the human condition. Our search for contentment, for joy, for that heavenly fragrance in our lives is almost entirely external. We are so utterly convinced that the source of our happiness is somewhere out there, in the bushes, the caves, or the valleys of our modern world. So, what exactly are our bushes and caves? Well, we spend our whole lives searching for happiness in new clothes and bigger houses. We look for it in flashy new cars and prestigious jobs. We chase it by binging TV shows, eating junk food, drinking alcohol, using drugs, smoking cigarettes, or even in human love. We completely exhaust ourselves trying to be the absolute best at school, chasing fame in college, or desperately accumulating more and more social media friends. We run from hill to hill, trying to earn mountains of money just to fulfill the desire of having that big house or that fancy car. But the hard truth, none of those things can provide lasting happiness. They only offer temporary pleasure. And worse, even when we do catch them, we're instantly terrified of losing them. It's an exhausting rat race. We are, quite literally, acting exactly like the deer. Moving on to Section 4, the true origin of happiness. Modern data meets ancient wisdom. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, okay, that's a nice, poetic, ancient fable, but does it really apply today? Well, look at the findings from a totally fascinating Forbes survey of people who have reached retirement. When you ask people who have finally stepped off the treadmill, people who have finished that frantic search, what do they say? They point directly to the illusion. Most people, after they retire, explicitly say that happiness was never actually in earning the money. It wasn't in having the huge house, and it definitely wasn't in the cars. All of that was just the scent in the valley. The reality, according to these modern retirees, is that true happiness is found simply in having a beautiful life with lots and lots of memories worth living. The capacity to build a beautiful life and appreciate memories, that's an internal mechanism. It was inside them the whole time. So the crucial point we're left with today is this. We all have that heavenly musk, that capacity for profound happiness built right into our very being. The tragedy only happens if we spend our entire lives running from hill to hill looking for it somewhere else. I want to leave you with one final thought to really reflect on. In your own life, right now, are you running yourself ragged, chasing a scent in the wind, or are you finally ready to stop, take a deep breath, and realize the source of everything you're looking for is already within you?